This is really stressing me out.
Okay, this is just a spoiler alert. There are some tears shed in this video, so get yourself ready. Grab your box of tissues, ladies and gents. Welcome to my channel. My name's Haley if you haven't been here before, and if you're joining me for this life update for the first time, thanks for hopping on. Thanks for joining me. So today's video is going to be a little different than usual. I don't really do these just straight up talking to you guys. Never done that before, so I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie. But I think it's good, so that way we can get to know each other a little bit more. And I have just some stuff that I want to talk about. It's okay, guys. I'm not gonna go crazy here. Or maybe I will. I don't know. So before we get on into this life update, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, I post a new video every week, so go ahead and click the bell to get notified when those go live. If we could get this video to even 5 likes, it's free, guys. If you like it, just go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That would really mean a lot to me, so just go ahead and like this video and go ahead and subscribe. See, I'm trying to tell you guys how you can help me, and I can't even communicate that. So, like and subscribe. Go ahead and click the notification bell if you want to get notified when I post a new video, which I do every single week, so there we go. Now we can finally get on into the meat of this video, the juicy stuff, the life update. We just got back, RJ and I, from a conference with our church, and I feel like I really needed that. Now, it was with a whole bunch of other smaller church plants, and this is where you kind of learn the leadership behind growing your teams. But this year they also focused on more of your soul care as well, which is really cool. They didn't do that so much last year. I think they really focused on it this year because of, COVID and how isolated everyone has been. And I think everybody was just ready for a refresh, a reset, and it was really nice to be able to gather together and worship, going to this conference, and just having 2 days of really no responsibility, not having to make meals or really run around, have to go to work or anything. It's just 2 days for me to kind of reset. I needed that, and I think that we forget that it's okay to take a break sometimes and just go and have your time by yourself. If you are able to, go somewhere. If not, take a few days for yourself to kind of reset and realign yourself, because boy, I feel like I was just overlooking so many things that the Lord was speaking to me about. Coming back from that conference, I had realized there are some things that I kind of put on the back burner this past year, or if I'm really being honest, the past few years, and I just had this guilt about it because I know it's something that I'm called to, and I'm gonna tell you guys what that is right now. So a few years ago, I was in high school transitioning into college, and I started a blog, and I was on fire for this blog. I had a mission and I was fulfilling it and I was carrying it out, and I had a whole team behind me, which is crazy to think that even just now looking back, thinking that I got 5 high school girls to get together and to commit to something 100% was really hard. That was a feat in itself, by the way. There was a time where I got a little discouraged, and so I kind of put it on the back burner, and I know you can hear it in my voice. It makes me sad. Wow, we are getting real deep, guys. I'm super emotional, but this is something that's really close to my heart, and I know that I am supposed to be carrying it out still to this day, and I know that my season of life looks different than when it did when I first started it. I'm working on composing myself for you guys. So that being said, going to this conference, there was a message at the end. His name is Pastor Chris Hodges, and he talked about in Mark 8:22-25 when Jesus heals the blind man. The blind man's friends bring him to Jesus. They basically ask him to heal. There have been times where people just touched Jesus and they were healed and stuff like that, but in this story specifically, Jesus spits on this man's eyes. And then he puts his hand over him and asks him, "What do you see?" And he says that, "I see people walking around and they look like trees." So from this, we can deduce, I guess, that the man was not previously blind. He wasn't born blind. They don't tell us how he became blind. Maybe it was a tragic accident. Maybe he lost it over time. But at this point in time, when his friends bring him to Jesus, he's blind. So he's says, I see people and they're walking around and they look like trees. Again, how would he know what trees look like if he didn't see before? So he had vision and was blind, but this time Jesus is giving him fresh vision. So I feel like that is kind of what I walked away from the conference with, a fresh vision. And I've been thinking about starting up the blog again, but I have just been so afraid because we had such a good thing going, and I know, like, me trying to take it over again, not take it over because it's my baby, I'm just restarting it, but me trying to do it again, it's gonna look different than it did before. And me being like the perfectionist person that I am, starting from something old is hard when you have set this standard for yourself, I guess. It's hard for me to talk about it without crying because I know, like, I'm in a different season of life. What I produce is gonna look different than how it did 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. So setting that aside for a second, going to the conference, getting this fresh vision, I know I'm supposed to restart this. I have a new fire in me for it. I have just kind of been holding back because I am honestly just afraid of how it's gonna turn out. I don't like not being in control, right? So this is me giving over that control to God, letting Him move through whatever it is that I am able to produce in this time, because again, my season of life looks different, and this really is happy. I'm still processing through my emotions. It is one of the things that I am constantly working on. So this right now is just a time for me to trust the process and give it over to God, because honestly, I have no idea what's going to come of it. I didn't even tell you guys, I got so caught up in crying that I didn't even tell you what it was. So my blog is linked always at the bottom of my video, so if you guys are interested in checking it out, the link is down there. But my blog was made with the intention of empowering girls through fashion and faith. So I have always loved clothing and just the aspect of having your own style and putting your own spin on pieces, etc., etc., all of the good stuff and fun stuff that comes with fashion. But I know that the fashion industry is very dark. I wanted to go into the fashion industry. At one point wanted to go to school in New York for fashion design or, you know, fashion merchandising. And I realized at a good point that even just working in retail, seeing like the behind the scenes of what goes on is not terrible. It's never been terrible where I worked, but I could see how it has the potential to harm girls' minds. And we all know, we see, you know, the fashion magazines and all that stuff, you know, and everybody setting these high beauty standards, high body standards, etc., etc. So I wanted my blog to be a place of light, something that was fun, somewhere they could go and it'd be a safe space. And again, not everything has to be so serious, but bringing in that faith aspect of it, the faith element of it, and doing like devotionals or, you know, what God's been teaching me in the past few months. I wanted it to be a mix of both. This is something that I want to restart. If you guys want to check it out, the link is down in the description box below so you guys can check it out. Again, I haven't touched it in quite some time. I did gift guides over the holidays, but really that's not what I'm trying to accomplish. I just want to be a light in a very dark world. So it's hard. You know, I put these expectations on myself. So honestly, just trusting God through this is like a super test of faith because starting from scratch and really seeing what it could have been, I think, is what hurts me the most, is because I feel like I gave up. But I'm putting my work boots on again, and I'm going for it. It might be a while. I don't even know what it's gonna look like. I don't know what this next year holds, so hopefully this is something that I can see through. But I definitely know it's something that I'm called to do, so no matter what shape or form this may take on, I don't know what this year holds, so honestly, I'm just praying, really trusting that God is gonna take it and turn it into something that He can use for His kingdom, not necessarily like, I think I get caught up in the, what if it's not successful, or what if we don't get so many page views, or, you know, like I'm always tracking analytics, but, you know, if I reach one person, that's worth it for me. So this is me just trusting the process and that God is gonna provide in that area of my life, clearing up that vision, really just getting going with that. But, you know, it's hard when you talk about something like this and then it doesn't happen the way you think, so please bear with me in this process. I will keep you guys updated. I think the message behind that is is really like, even if you know you once had a vision and you feel like you've lost it, if you feel like God has placed that on your heart, just ask Him to refresh that vision. Maybe you tell somebody about it and have them pray with you. Just ask God for clarity. I know that it's like, that's probably one of the things that I pray for the most is clarity. And I don't often get it in forms that I think, which is also, it goes back to that verse where Jesus spit on the guy's eye. Like, that is how He gave him fresh vision. So it might not come to you in a way that you think, wow, this is how this should look. That might not be the case. Be open to receiving that fresh vision in any way that God decides to give it to you. Just be open to receive it and it'll come. You have to be also believing for that vision. You have to actually put steps into place or take those steps that are actually going to help you get to where you're going to go. That is that part of my life update. That is like the biggest one, the meatiest one, and one that I'm still processing through, as you can tell by the tears. A few other things that are going on right now is I am going to be helping somebody remodel and redecorate a pool hall, like a billiards club, which is really cool because that's something that I've never done before, but I'm really excited. So if you guys want to see like a before and after transformation video, I think that would be super cool. I'm actually going there in a few days to kind of see the space. I've never been before. I've only seen pictures, so I already have some inspiration going on in my head, and I'm getting ready to go and kind of measure everything so we can get furniture, etc., etc. So that is something really cool. I'm also working with my social media clients still, and those relationships are going great. I love you guys if you watch this video. You're the best. I also want to say thank you guys because honestly, we're at 169 subscribers. Like, that's crazy. So I just want to thank you guys for your support. And if you guys ever have any ideas on videos that you want to see me do, any challenges, because you know I am up for a good YouTube challenge, go ahead and you can leave them in the comments on any video. I check all of the comments all the time. But yeah, so I wanted to just say thank you guys so much for all of your support. If you made it this far, hopefully you'll give this video a thumbs up because I just went through emotional turmoil. So 5 likes. Thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, this video was way different than my usuals, so I'm sorry if it was a little heavy, but I feel like there are people out there that need to hear that you need to just trust the process and honestly give it to God. If there's something that has been put on your heart and you don't know how to do it. I heard this at the conference, where God gives vision, there will be provision. It's something that you think God has called you to, He'll provide for it. So that is all for today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And then I also post a new video every week, so don't forget to click the bell to get notified when those go live.